In the microneedling video, I'm really going to teach you specific techniques for different skin types and how to use different needles for those skin types. I'm going to teach you how to use 9-prong, 12-prong and 36-prong needles. Also how to use the serums and stem cells. I actually really like to do microneedling with stem cells. So we're going to teach you how to use the stem cells using the stamping technique on a darker skin tone and how that you would adapt it on the darker skin tone and blemishes as well, because aggressive needling can cause pigmentation and it can actually make the problem 10 times worse. So just make sure that on skin type 4 to 6 you're actually really careful with your stamping, with your techniques. On the skin type 1 and 2 you can do aggressive needling when clients that have got like aging skin, fine lines, acne scars and sluggish skins. You can really work the skin, create pinpoint bleeding and really regenerate the collagen. So that's the aim of that. But on a skin tone that's actually got pigmentation, uneven skin, dull skin, darker skin tone, you don't want to aggressively needle. You're better off doing the stamping technique and also light rolling movements. The goal of that stamping technique is actually to deliver the serums into the deeper layers of the skin, which is the basal layer where the melanin is damaged. That's where you want to get the serum to. Whereas the other method where you're aggressively needling, you're actually creating you're injuring the skin so that the skin can rebuild itself and really kickstart the collagen production. So the two treatments are so different on different skin types, so you want to make sure that you're very specific to the result that you're looking for, because microneedling can give adverse effects if you've got the needles wrong, if you're aggressive, if your serums are not correct. So just make sure that you really learn the step-by-step that I'm giving you and stick to that. Also, you need to just make sure that before you even do the microneedling treatment, you're doing a thorough consultation with the client and she understands the aftercare and during the treatment how she's going to feel. She needs to know there's going to be discomfort. She needs to know that afterwards she has to manage the skin, which means the post-treatment advice that you're going to give her, she has to manage that. So the thorough consultation before you even start the treatment is really important. Afterwards, she should be using serums at home, because what you've done is you've really created junctions in the skin and got the skin stimulated, and she needs to use the serums to actually really work with you on that. And once you've got that right, it's a great treatment and we're ready to go. How are you finding your skin?
At the moment, it's improved a lot from the microneedling that I've had, but still same kind of texture problems to work on and blemishes.
Do you get breakouts often or not really?
I used to get them a lot more frequently. I've kind of worked on my hormones, so the breakouts are less frequent, so I can kind of concentrate on the actual blemishes.
Okay, so what we've got really is the nose area is quite congested. We've got oily patch there as well. Generally, skin's quite a bit oily. If you're worried about the blemishes, which I think you've not got that many anymore. Yeah, I remember you having more than this.
It used to be a lot worse.
Yeah.
I think now more the pore size and the texture is a problem for me.
Okay, so she's got like pigmentation all around the mouth and odd bits of pigmentation around. So now with microneedling, you have to be really careful with this skin type that you don't cause the pigmentation to be worse. So around the mouth area, we're actually going to go with the stamping technique rather than the circular stimulating technique. And you're worried about your blemishes, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So on the blemishes, we again can't overwork the skin, but it needs to be. We were doing your microneedling on 1.0 and then Rocco did it
1.2 and it made such a difference, because at first I was reacting to the 1.0 maybe 4 years ago when I first started, but recently that slight increment of 1.2 has kind of made such a difference to the texture. I have more kind of dryness and tightness after the treatment.
Okay, so what we're going to do is around where the pigmentation is, we're going to go with the stamping technique, and where the indents are, we'll go with the 1.2. And then I think around the nose area as well, you're a little bit congested. Okay, so we'll use different techniques for your skin type. How long have you been having this?
I first started coming to you after lockdown, so it would have been, I think, 2021. I've taken a few breaks, but overall I tried to remain consistent.
But I remember your skin being really quite congested in those days.
Yeah, it was very bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Because it was like every time I cleared up a blemish, a breakout would come again and again and again. So it was really hard to keep on top of. But it was actually Rocco that suggested to me to try contraception.
Okay. And that's helped?
And that's just completely helped with the breakouts, yeah.
Okay. A lot of the times it's hormonal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon a lot of the acne issues are literally hormonal or stress related.
Yeah.
So we're going to just cleanse the skin, and you generally don't have anesthetic with this, do you?
No, I prefer without.
I don't know how. I don't know how, really. Brave, absolutely brave.
The only place I can really feel it is my nose and my forehead.
Gotcha.
And maybe top lip. Actually, I think my cheeks, my skin's thick and my cheeks are
You generally got a good pain threshold.
Yeah.
To be honest, if a client has got a good pain threshold and she doesn't want it, it's fine. It's literally fine.
Also, my cheeks are quite padded.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could never sort of, not have anesthetic. I just would die.
Yeah. My face is not that bony, so I guess it's a bit of cushion.
Okay. So I think it's really important for skin like this to actually have the Clarify Pure Mask on before the microneedling actually starts, because she's got oil there, she's got congestion, dead skin, and if we went straight ahead to do the microneedling, what you're doing is you're actually pushing in the dead skin, the grime, the dirt, and also the congestion in the pores, you're pushing it back in. So I think for every microneedling treatment, you've got to check whether the client's skin is congested and has dead skin or not. Important bit, I think the most important bit is the deep cleansing of the skin prior to starting. Okay, I'm just going to put the scrub mask on and then we'll go for it. And also the scrub mask is really good for brightening the skin immediately. So before we even start, the skin's going to be good.
I recognise the smell. I think I have this at home.
Yeah.
Is this a lactic one?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah. I think it's one of our hero products. I think everyone likes this one.
Yeah, it's nice.
How often do you use it?
Twice a week, I'd say.
Nice. But although you use it twice a week, I still would do this before I start my microneedling. Because I can see the oil has actually collected around your nose and stuff, and I'm going to get rid of that. Just push your top lip down for me. Lovely. Nice. Does your skin get sensitive afterwards, and does it look red or anything?
It looks a little bit red. I'm not that sensitive.
No.
So I know for some people it can be, but I think overall it feels a little bit like if you've ever had mild sunburn.
Yeah.
It feels a bit like that. But it tends to cool down within a few hours.
Okay. This scrub mask is actually gentle enough to be doing it before microneedling, but very effective in the way that it's actually going to deep cleanse the skin. I generally wouldn't use a stimulating treatment before microneedling. I think it's microneedling stimulating enough, but this one's fine. I'm going to take this over your eyelids as well, okay?
Okay.
A bit of dark circles there.
Yeah.
And on the eyelids, just leave it as a mask while you're just working on everything else. Even when you're doing it at home, put it on your eyelids,
okay,
right? And go right under
yeah,
into the tear trough as well, and you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do so.
Generally, you can leave this on for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the client's skin. Clarified toner is really going to get the skin clean. Okay, so I'm going to put the clarified toner on.
Just explain what's inside the toner. It can be used as a prep before.
So the clarified toner can be used as a peel prep for any peel. You've got salicylic acid in there, you've got tartaric acid, and you've also got blueberry extract in there. It really helps to keep the pH of the skin at a level where the products later on can do their jobs. Doesn't affect the acid mantle at all. A lot of the toners that are alcohol based can do, but this one actually doesn't. So you can do microneedling, mesotherapy, skin boosters, any of those treatments after toning off. And you can see the skin is really clean and it's not dry at all. The minute that you start to dry the skin, you've literally got to change every single step of your facial. I'm going to show you two different techniques of microneedling. I'm going to show you the circular stimulating movement, which I'm going to do for most of the face here. But certain points where you want the skin to heal better, you've got acne indents, blemishes, the stem cells are actually really good. So I'm going to certain points show you how the microneedling technique with stem cells is. And the rest of it, I'm just going to show you the circular movement stimulating. Over here, where she's got the pigmentation, we've literally got to ease off. It can't be really stimulating because that pigmentation can get worse because the melanin cells will actually multiply and make the problem 10 times worse. So everywhere else, it's just you have to adapt your technique according to what you're getting. So I'm going to be using 3 different techniques on her. Just keep your eyes closed for me. Using a 12 needle, and I think 12 needle would be better for her. I think she's got really thick skin. 36 wouldn't be that effective, whereas a thin skin could have 36 needles and it'll be a bit more superficial, but her blemishes are really much lower down. Okay, let me know if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we've got 2 different serums we can use on her. One serum is I'm using the Illumine serum, which is actually really good for uneven skin tone pigmentation. But where she's got the acne indents, I would want to use the stem cells. Stem cells actually regenerate and regenerate the skin far better than the serum itself. So stem cells also, we want to go deep into the basal layer only, and because we're in the basal layer, we can stamp it into the basal layer, whereas if I'm doing this method, chances are I'm going to end up into the dermis, and I don't want to go into the dermis with my stem cells. Basal layer is where I want to stop. So already I can see pinpoint bleeding with her, and I know that the depth I'm at is correct for her. Because if I was going like this for about maybe 30-40 seconds, maybe even a minute, and there was no bleeding, then you know that you're not in the dermis, you're actually superficial and you're in the epidermis. But look, I'm actually in the dermis and my 1.2 is perfect for her. If I was doing this and it was 1.0 and nothing was happening, I'd want to increase it.
Can I just say as well?
Sure.
I've been elsewhere and they've done 1.5.
Have they?
And it really ruined my skin in terms of like you said, the over stimulation of the melanin, the scars that I had that were clearing up. It was just that little bit too far for me into the skin.
Yeah, should never be 1.5 or aggressive needling for your skin type, really. It counteracts everything we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And you know, needling is really has to be precise. You can't just willy-nilly do it. I'm going to be changing different sort of, needle depths with you. I'm going to be changing my serums just on your face, according to, what I'm seeing. And it can't be just one treatment fit all.
Yeah.
And funny thing is, as a client, if you're noticing this, then, wow.
Yeah, I called the lady because I was getting to quite a good point with my skin. And like I say, I had this microneedling and it was just too deep in my skin. And then within 4 to 5 days later, I just had these really dark marks on my face.
Wow, really?
So yeah, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, that is really common if you aggressively needle a darker skin tone. The blemishes get worse. So I mean, all I've done is that, and I'm okay with that. Any more, and you're just overdoing it. And I show you stem cells is really good as well. The technique that you can do with stamping technique that you can do. You can go in deeper, but it's not so traumatizing for the skin. Basically, all we're doing with stem cells is we're just pushing them into the basal layer with the stamping technique, direct straight in. We're not trying to injure the skin. We're just trying to place the product into where the blemishes are. The blemishes get worse. So I mean, all I've done is that, and I'm okay with that. Any more, and you're just overdoing it. I'll show you stem cells is really good as well. The technique that you can do with stamping technique that you can do. You can go in deeper, but it's not so traumatizing for the skin. Basically, all we're doing with stem cells is we're just pushing them into the basal layer with the stamping technique, direct straight in. We're not trying to injure the skin. We're just trying to place the product into where the blemishes are. I'm surprised you're okay with the anesthetic not being there.
Yeah, it's fine. I feel more the vibrating than the needle.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow. You got kids?
No.
No, you'll be fine when you do have them. Seriously, you'll be fine. And if we use the anesthetic on you, you wouldn't be bleeding so quickly.
Right, okay.
Because the blood would be pushed down. So it's really important that we don't use anesthetic when we're doing your skin, because the bleeding you just wouldn't get.
Yeah.
And it's important to get the bleeding because the blood actually has nutrients and it actually starts to repair the skin a lot faster. So it's important to have a bit of blood that's coming to the surface.
Does the anaesthetic slow down the healing as well?
Not so much slow down the healing, but it pushes the blood down,
right,
so that, you know, this doesn't happen. And a lot of the microneedling treatment is about the pinpoint bleeding.
Right.
Because it's actually, the more you injure the skin, the more the skin goes into a repair mode.
Yeah.
And you get the remodeling happening after a few days of actually having the treatment. That remodeling is what makes the skin tissue really sort of healthy, and that's why, you know, the texture gets better,
right, okay.
The indents get smaller. It's important to actually, that's already done. And I'm going to do a bit on the forehead, and then the stem cells I'll leave to the last. Is it okay, your cheeks?
Yeah, they're fine. They just feel a bit warm, but it's okay.
So I'm going to turn it. Okay, I'm going to turn it down a little bit to one on your forehead, okay? Because that's actually a bony area.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be 1.2.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Let me know if you get a little bit, you know, too painful. Microneedling's actually stood the test of time. I mean, over the last 10 years, it's just got stronger and stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I had my first one when I was about, well, before I found you guys, I was about 22 maybe.
Really?
But my acne was too active for it to make a good difference, you know?
Yeah. Microneedling should never be done on live acne at all. You can really spread it fast.
Yeah. I mean, they used to go around the active breakouts.
Yeah.
But I think the breakouts were too much for it to make a significant difference. But that was 13 years ago now. So
yeah. I think about that was really popular then. Those were the days before the skin boosters and PRP and all that. Okay. Really important to keep the serum on the skin. Stretch the skin as well, so that you can really work into it if possible, and go lighter on the bony areas. On her nose, it's really quite oily. I'm going to put the Clarify Peel, and I'm going to do a bit of needling with the Clarify Peel, okay? You can do that, you can customize it. It doesn't all have to be like serum. The Clarify Peel would do a much better job on her nose area than a Illumine serum. And I'll just do a bit of needling on it and leave it. Let the peel work. Oh, we can feel that. It's quite a sensitive area, isn't it?
Yeah, the nose is not the nicest.
Okay, so I've got the peel on, and I'm going to leave the peel on till the end of my treatment. So I've got the stamping to do now. Take it down to 1.0. I'm going to change my serum to Illumine Stem Cell Serum and do the stamping technique. Okay. This is drying a little bit. It's actually quite good to go back to the area that you've worked on and get the serum in there. Okay, just put the serum in and leave it so the serum will get saturated, because don't forget you've opened a lot of junctions in the skin, and this is the best time to absorb all of that deeper. So that's my layer of serum, and I'm just going to leave it while I work on the chin area and the upper lip. Got the stem cell serum on. I'm going to make, so that's down to 1.0, and I'm just going to do the stamping technique. My aim is to put the serum into the basal layer where the pigmentation is, and that's it. I don't want to create any pinpoint bleeding or traumatize the skin. All we're doing is we're opening junctions, and the serum is just going straight in. Keep it close together, yeah? Keep your movements, look, and saturate the area completely. Work evenly. Make sure there's no patches that have not been done, because otherwise you'll end up with patches in the skin. Put your tongue there for me. When there's no reaction, you almost think, oh, it's doing nothing. But it is doing plenty because you're just pushing that serum in. But the serum has got to be amazing. If you've got serum that's really not that great, there's no point. Okay, let's do the other side. Most of the Revival peels have got a lot of antioxidants in there, blended together to actually work on brightening the skin and regenerating as well. Perfect. Okay. What's the pigmentation down to over here? Did you used to do waxing or anything before?
On my top lip?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, you know.
No?
No, I haven't. I didn't do waxing.
Shaving, nothing?
No.
Sometimes when people wax or shave, there's like a bit of a moustache shadow. But if you haven't, then I don't know. Okay. Let me just go a little bit into... And that's all you want to do on this type of skin. Yeah, I've completely covered it, done a range of movements. I'm going to let the serum just go in. You've got two options after this. You can put the rejuvenation mask on just to really calm everything down and give it a bit of hydration. Or you can do the gel, the electrogel. Electrogel is really good after this as well. It will calm it down and keep it hydrated. It will stop it from sort of drying and it will take the sensitivity down as well. My best option is actually the gel, the electrogel. And you can leave the serum on, right? And put the gel over the top. And I'm going to do the ultrasound on it as well. The skin feel all right?
Yeah, good.
This is really soothing and it just feels nice. And you can keep it in the fridge as well.
Yeah, it's nice and cool.
Is it? And it's not been in the fridge. It's just the way it's formulated. It just feels cool as it goes on the skin. And a lot of clients don't like to go home really red and swollen. And this really helps to calm the skin down before they go. This is where you can bring your machine in as well. So if you've got a Hydra machine, you can use the cavitation part of it to do this. What's really nice is if you've got a cold hammer on your hydrodome machine, a cold hammer is amazing at this stage. I'm using the no needle mesotherapy, but I would probably prefer to use the cold hammer if I had it in my machine. It would be really nice. Be really careful what gel you use after microneedling. You've got to make sure that the gel that you're using can be delivered lower down into the skin, because if you're using, say, ultrasound gel, not going to work. You have to make sure that the products that you're working with when you're needling are compatible with needling, because you are going into the skin, and any product that isn't really well formulated can cause massive reactions. One thing I would never do is buy my microneedling serum online. I've actually been caught more than once. You've got to make sure your microneedling serum is actually meant for microneedling, because there are a lot of topical serums available now that shouldn't be used for needling, but they're fine for topical everyday use. Down here. Okay, just cover the area thoroughly. Okay. Does that feel okay?
Yeah, it feels really relaxing actually.
Because with microneedling, there is no such thing as relaxing. It's just so painful.
Hold your breath for a while.
Isn't it? Okay, machine gets going. Okay, take the residue off and then we can put the sunblock on. Just make sure you don't put any other products on today, yeah? Okay. And any form of heat, avoid. Okay. Let the products just seep their way through over the next 4 hours and try not to sort of, even night cream, nothing. Don't just put anything at all. Okay. They work so much better over the next few hours if they're just left to just penetrate through. Okay. Okay. And avoid any form of heat over the next few days. Okay. Do you get after a few days dull, dryness, flakiness?
I got that with the 1.2.
Okay.
Yeah.
But generally with darker skin tones, oily skin is rare, right? Unless you're sort of really aggressively needling. But 1.2 isn't aggressive needling.
No, but it's. I think I just noticed it a bit more than when I do.
Okay, got it.
If that makes sense.
It does.
It wasn't extreme or anything.
Yeah.
But I just noticed a little bit more of tightness and dryness.
Okay. Right, let's get the SPF on. Because I've used the gel on your skin after the microneedling, it's actually very hydrating. Okay. So the chances of peeling are less because of the fact that I've actually really balanced the skin straight after. Okay. So don't think that, that just treatment's no good.
I'm sure it felt great.